Hey there guys, this is Reckles with WTBGold, and I'm super excited about this video. I feel like I'm one of the cool kids with this one. I got an email from one of my subscribers saying, hey, I'm making a new a website called ahprices.com, and it's going to be a great way, it's going to be like the Undermine Journal, like Tradeskillmaster, and I thought that I could not only showcase this new site that you probably haven't seen yet, but that I could go over the other gold making sites that I use and talk about why I use each one, what the pros and cons of each are. So let's get into it, let's go learn, and then at the end we'll showcase something new. By the way, that's the exciting intro. The boring one is, hey, I'm gonna screen cap my Google Chrome window for 10 minutes. All right, so the first site, you know it, you love it, you hate that the ads autoplay, you hate that you get viruses from it, and you hate that this is the website people use by hacking their usernames and passwords and throwing those into the real game. But Wowhead does have a great staff, a great community. It's lots of useful information. So just talking about real quick, since you know this site, why we use this. Glyph of arachnophobia. Let's say, yeah, I want to see what it's made from. There we go. I've got the reagents down here. If I want to find out interesting information about it, I can go down here, see other things that are related to it. I can see the buyout price and how to get it. Oh, what's that? You get it from... I'm not 100% on the... Yeah, you get it from killing spiders in Legion. Cool. So this right here, though, this is something that is relatively new, but you've got the buyout price, and this actually links to the next site. Oh. Crap. Okay, so where were we? Buyout price. Okay, so you can click this, and this is a new function, and it takes you to the underminejournal.com. So this number right here is actually, I think they update it once an hour, maybe once a day, but it's the region market median. No autoplaying, please. Thank you. But so what you use the Undermine Journal for, this is our second website I'm going to talk about, you use it for drilling deep down into the price and the price history of individual items. So right now you see that the Glyph of arachnophobia is 1,000 gold. The median price is 1,000 gold. The average price is 1,200. So prices are maybe prices falling. That's a conclusion we can draw from that. And then you can also make a range of what you'd expect these prices to be if you're wanting to get involved in flipping. Maybe flipping the Glyph of arachnophobia. When would it be cheap? Well, 66%. If you know about the normal distribution curve, you can take the standard deviation and subtract it from the mean and then add it to the mean. So 1,200 minus 400 is 800 gold. 1,200 plus 400 is 1,600 gold. So I think it's 66% of all glyphs that you'll find are going to be 800 to 1,600 gold. And let's see if that checks out. Down here at the market graph, you see 1,000 gold, 2,000 gold. 2,000 didn't last very long. Here it went up again, but that didn't last very long, and that kind of matches what we were identifying up there. And we also see that on the US as a whole, up here, prices are more expensive for this glyph. So, interesting. Then we can look at a daily summary, and you can change the time frame that you care about. But we were wondering earlier if maybe prices were falling. Stop autoplaying. We noticed that prices were maybe falling. And so, yeah, sure enough, 3,000 gold to 10,000 gold, and here things are all the way down to 2,000. So that's interesting, but that's server specific, because if we look at the overall trend line, It's 5,000 to 6,000 gold. And prices have fallen a little bit, but it's still like 3,000 to 4,000 gold each. And then this right here is a candlestick graph. You know what? We're going to look at Fell Slate for this one because this doesn't have, there aren't enough glyphs of arachnophobia sold or posted in order to get interesting information from a candlestick graph. Okay, so candlestick graph, also known as an OHLC graph, is, I've talked about it before, but pretty much if one of these boxes is filled in, then prices rose during that day. Or if it's filled in, prices fell during that day. If it's a blank box, prices rose during that day. And then the little actual candlesticks outside of the candle are the highs and the lows. And so you can get kind of a story about the market, and you can see what happened. Like here, generally people play nice with Fell Slate and they post in a range, but here something happened and someone just bought out the entire market all the way up to 60 gold. So maybe someone tried to enter the jewel crafting market and they just needed a ton of ore and they didn't care how much they paid for it. Maybe this is someone leveling their professions. And down here, we can see this is the auction count, and we see how many auctions didn't sell versus how many sold. So red is auctions that sold and gray is auctions that didn't sell. Now this isn't individual items, this is stacks. So these could be all the stacks of 1, or these could be stacks of 200. We don't know, but let's try to make a story from this. So on Saturday, half of them didn't sell. And this is also Saturday, and about the third of them, half of them didn't sell that day too. So maybe on Saturday there just aren't any buyers, or maybe on Saturday, well, we see that people post a lot. So that's interesting that people would post a lot, or maybe there's just a standard amount of buyers, and because there are more sellers on that day, people don't sell. So let's try to figure out what's actually happening on my server with Fell Slate. So we look down to the price heat map, and the blue is, I believe the blue is how high the prices are, and the lighter colors are lower prices. So we see the most expensive price was Friday, and things were pretty expensive on Sunday and Saturday, but they were cheap during the week. So that explains this then. You had, when prices were expensive at like 25 to 30 gold, there were a lot more sellers trying to sell their auctions at 25 gold. But because there were a lot of people trying to sell at expensive prices, there weren't as many people buying. You didn't sell every auction. So anyway, it tells the story, and you know, if you guaranteed want your gold to sell, your Fell Slate to sell, you sell it for 20 gold, and you can sell it, it looks like, any time over the course of the week. So yeah, and then you've got the same heat map, but for quantity here. This is interesting that on Monday there's just none posted, and you've got, let's see, is there anything interesting we can determine? A big boom right in the middle of the day. Lots of people selling stuff right in the middle of the day. Individual, you know, for the most part, we've looked at regional versus our specific server, and this lets you look at not just one specific server in the region, but all of them. So you can see that Tanaris Greymane is kind of in the middle, but as a whole, Fell Slate sells for between 15 gold and 45 gold. So, it can be hard to make guides for that, but like, why would that happen? Are there lots of botters and too many farmers over here? Is there no one buying ore over here, so the market gets saturated? What's going on? Well, generally, it depends on the population. So then we go down to the price versus population scatter plot, and we see that bigger servers tend to have cheaper prices, but at the same time, the smallest server is actually cheaper than the biggest server. So maybe it's not that the price is correlated as much, but it does seem like these smaller servers have a lot more variation in their prices because they don't, like, everyone is fine with selling and buying Fell Slate for 20 to 25 gold, but on a smaller server, when you don't have a lot of competition, you can eke out 60 gold from it. So if you play on a small to medium-sized server, you can use this data to find out flipping potential. So maybe if you see ore for under 20 gold, you just insta-buy it, and then you post it for 40 gold, and at some point over the course of the week, it'll probably hit 40 gold. And then you can go back to these graphs and find out how often it hits 40 gold on your server. All right, so that's drilling down into one item. I post glyphs. Now you can also, on the Undermine Journal, look up individual sellers. So I Post Glyph is my adorable, fancy little glyph poster, as you may have guessed. But I sell about 280, I post 280 auctions every day. And if you were, so the way you would use this is, let's say I'm your competitor. You're trying to enter the glyph posting market. You can see that I'm posting pretty much all of the glyphs. And I'm posting kind of sporadically. I'm not going ham. I don't always have them up, and I'm not doing cancel scans. This right here is the shape of a cancel scan. So down here you can see I canceled and reposted 62 auctions, and I canceled and reposted 84 auctions. I would be your competition, and I'm posting pretty much every day, but I'm posting kind of sporadically. So let's go back and look at Bank Captain. He's one of my competitors, an awful, awful competitor, and he always has auctions up. He takes the auction house super serial. So he posts all the time. He pretty much always is posting at like noon to 1. So what I would do is I know from looking at this graph that if I log in at 2 p.m., I can undercut him, and he won't undercut me until the next day at noon. So I'll be the cheapest on the auction house without doing a whole bunch of work. But it does look like he does cancel scans at like 7-ish. So maybe he goes and raids in this time, and then he does a cancel scan before he logs off. I don't know. But he's mainly, you can see what markets he's in. He's in the gem, transmog and crafted stuff. He's in enhancements and glyphs and stuff, and then battle pets and some odds and ends. Good job, Bank Captain. This is how you want your graph to look. But the last thing on the Undermine Journal is it's got a good deals section. So you can, there we go. You can see that the Kilt of Trollish Dreams normally sells for 3,000 gold, and right now it's only selling for 300, so I definitely want to go and buy that out. And so if I wanted to buy out all these things, because this is a market that I'm taking advantage of, then I click that little TSM button, and bam, I have an import list that I can import into my Tradeskillmaster add-on in-game. Also, good job, Google. I've been practicing the guitar recently, and Google Ads knows it. So that's enough. That's enough for the Undermine Journal. You get the general idea. Let's move on to WoW Auction. So WoW Auction is interesting in that, let's go to Tanaris. So the first thing that I use WoW Auction for, note this is WoW Auction without an A, but it's got a great realm overview. So I can see that Tanaris has 83 million gold posted a day. That's right in the middle, 115 out of 250 auction houses. And down here, I can see what would be a good market to get into. These are not necessarily things that sell for the most or things that sell the most often, but this is a good combination of the two. So herbs and vigilance perch and a couple mounts and sentinels and rethus. Okay, so the crafted legendaries that everyone says aren't worthwhile are actually still selling for a ton on this server. So I should definitely be selling those. As far as top items by quantity, these are usually reagents, but you can see Dreamleaf, Fraggle Rock, Fiendish Leather, a lot of True Iron Ore. Mostly Legion stuff. And that's interesting. It's not always mostly Legion stuff, but that's interesting that there's only Blackrock Ore and True Iron still out there. So I guess a lot of people are leveling jewel crafting right now. But then let's go to, let's see, what's your realm that you play on? Arthas. You play on Arthas. So then we can compare my server to another one. Arthas is bigger than my server, and yet kind of the same stuff. Oh, we've got a Swift Spectral Tiger. Go get it, guys. That's a good price for a Swift Spectral Tiger. This is what you do, and then the other thing that I use this site for. Let's look up Fell Slate. So, the Undermine Journal. Let's Fell Slate. There were only 2 days, pretty much, where auctions didn't sell. So generally, you can be confident that you're going to sell all of your auctions. Well, here you find out if that's actually true. It looks like only 30% of your auctions are going to sell. So 9 to 10,000 get posted a day, and only 3,000 sell. So what I do with this, if I had a tune on Arthas, I would multiply estimated sold per day times the estimated demand, and that's how much I would farm. Or that's how much I would try to keep up on the auction house at all times. I would keep 1,000 ore up on the auction house, and this decreases how much you're spending in posting fees and how much reposting you're having to do. If you post more than this, you're going to crash the market. You can do that with that. And then let's look up Imperium. There we go. Imperium. It's got 20,000 a day and 10,000 sell. So Imperium, you could, without crashing the market, keep 5,000 posted a day. So you could spend pretty much all day, every day farming Imperium. Or what is that? That's 5 hours of farming. All right, yeah. So you could spend a lot of time farming, and then 5,000 times 50 gold. Let's do that. 5,000 times 50. That's 250,000 gold a day you can make from Imperium. So do that. The next site that I use is Tradeskillmaster.com, and TSM is fantastic. And if you didn't know, they just announced yesterday, TSM 4 is coming out. Woo! We're going to get information on October 22nd. I just tweeted about this, so go retweet my tweet and read and learn. This is going to be awesome. Hopefully. I don't know, but I'm excited. They always do a really good job. This team cares so much about the community. So, how do you use Tradeskillmaster.com? Well, first of all, let's look up Imperium again. So you see the same information, min buyout, 2-week average, and the quantity posted per day, but you also see the historical price, which is the 2-month moving average. So you can kind of determine whether or not prices are falling on that server or if they're rising. It looks like as a whole over the entire region, prices are still falling a little bit for Imperium. But you get a couple graphs that are useful, but not as much in-depth information as you got from a site like the Undermine Journal. So this is a good overview site. And then for things like Glyph of Arachnophobia, you also see the reagents. So, but you don't get reagents for everything. You don't. It's kind of hit or miss. But in general, most of the information that you need is on Tradeskillmaster at a glance. But if you want to drill way down into understanding your market for a particular item, you don't want to go to Tradeskillmaster. You want to go to the Undermine Journal. Now, the other cool things that you can use this site for is everything under the auctions tab. Like the Black Market Auction House has Bone Scythe Gauntlets and Gundrak Hatchling. Gundrak Hatchling sells for 50,000, and right now the min bid is only 10,000. So I should definitely go and bid on that and make a little bit extra money. Great Deals is an awesome site. You can sort this by percent of market value here, and you can see that what's an expensive one. Here's one. The Touch of the Light is normally sells for 7,000 gold, but it's up right now for only 300 gold. So yeah, I could totally make an extra 5k. I could sell it for 3,000 even and give someone a great deal and get a super fast flip if I wanted to. Okay, so let's say Glyph of a Rat. You wanted to make a subgroup in your Tradeskillmaster add-on of all the just hunter glyphs. So what you do is you go to Groups, Create, and then you go into Wowhead and you click on Hunter Glyphs. And then you copy this and you go back up into Tradeskillmaster and you paste it, and voila, you name it Glyphs Hunter, and you can share it with everyone, or you can just have it all to yourself. But there you go. There's all the glyphs that you have in your group, and here's an import string that you can import into World of Warcraft in-game. So that is, I think, there's a couple other things you can do. Some cool pet comparisons. So let's say I just did a video on how to farm the Drudge Ghoul, which I did, and you are wanting to just use your Drudge Ghoul to get your monthly WoW token. You just want to farm up 2 of them a month and sell them for your WoW token. Well, let's say, you know what, let's say you're playing on Airy Peak. Drudge. On Airy Peak, it only sells for 50k. So you'd have to farm up 3 or 4 of these a month in order to get your WoW token. Whereas if you sold it on my home realm, you'd only have to sell 2 of them a month to get your WoW token. If you farmed up 3, you'd even get a little bit extra. So if you're doing this kind of arbitrage thing, then go ahead and play around and see what the expensive servers are. Oh my god, Aman'Thul, it's 170k? No way, I'm totally gonna sell all my stuff on Aman'Thul, but I'd be willing to bet that it takes longer to sell there. Anyway, so that's that. Oh, and mentioning making gold with pets, there's an awesome site called WoW Pets. And you can browse a whole bunch of different, all pet prices. You can, sort by what the most expensive pet prices are, or you can search for your own character. And I like doing this because I like just exploring profit potential that I already have. So Swippy, find character. There we go. So I am rank 11th on my realm. My realm doesn't really care about battle pets a whole bunch, but I've got 4 million gold worth of battle pets. I've got 65k in duplicate battle pets because I may or may not have sold off all my duplicates in order to buy Destiny 2 from WoW tokens. So yeah, I'm going to be streaming Destiny 2 whenever it comes out. Woo! But you can see what your most expensive pets are and how many you have that are level 25. I'm a scrub, so I only have 1/10 of the potential battle pets leveled. Anyway, this is a cool site. Go play around with this. You've got duplicate pets, you've got unowned, you've got owned. You can sort unowned by buyable, catchable, other. These are usually achievements. But yeah, this is a cool site, and I think, where were we on? We were on Tradeskillmaster. So that's it. I'm going to now go take a look. Well, I already clicked on it, so wait, let's click back. Drum roll, please. Just go into the comment section and just do a drum roll on your keyboard and then hit enter. Whatever comes out, that'll just be your comment. So this is a long video so far. Sorry, but ahprices.com. This is Arandir's new website. I've looked at it a little bit, but it looks I haven't like just scoured it yet. So consider this my first impression. So let's go ahead, go to Tanaris and start exploring. So what do we got so far? We've got pets, consumables, 7.3. This is all 7.3 stuff. Yeah. Okay, and we've got BOEs. Can I click on that? I can't click on that. Okay, that's fine. I didn't want to click on it anyway. But one of the things that he said we could do is, let's say I just want a shopping group with all the Legion BOEs. So I do this, and then I go down and I make a TSM group, and I got an import string. Woo! Oh, what is this? Neat. Okay, so this is something. Okay, so we've what I'm geeking out about is we've got the sources here. So, like if I want to find, you know what? Okay, I'm not using words. Let's use words. So you've got the basic stuff like the quantity and the price and the average price. I don't know what this is, but I assume it's like this is DB min buyout and this is DB market. I assume this is a local 2-week moving average, but I'd like to have something that I can click on and find out what the hell this means. But what I really, really like is that we've got the source right here. So for Deadly Deep Kimmer, which of these is dead? I can't see. Deadly Deep Kimmer. This is Masterful Argolite. Okay, so here's something I would improve. These are too far apart. Like maybe put a line underneath or bring this column closer. Or center it, have all the columns closer together, get this massive 2-inch white space out of there, because like this amount of space we don't need. Let's go to the Undermine Journal. What do they do? Oh, that's what they do. Oh, and you know what? That's something else that I was having trouble. When I scroll down, I don't know what these lines are anymore. I forget because I'm a noob. But here, when you scroll down, you still see this is available, this is current, this is mean, this is regional, and this is how old it is. So that's just kind of a GUI thing. But I still never said what I was geeking out about. I love this source. You can see where to get this stuff. So this is from Jewel Crafting. And it's even got the rank you need. But then here, Corrupted Blood is from Dragon Soul. Bastion of Twilight gives you the Bound Steam. But then you've actually got waypoints in here. Good job. And you know what? I bet. I've been doing an herbalism playlist, so let's go to herbalism. So down here at the basic, these aren't the basic herbs. Forger's gloves. Okay, so this is all the stuff. Okay, here we go. Bruiseweed. No, that's bruiseweed stem. Where's... I don't care about bruiseweed stems. No one buys that. Get that out. All right, nether leaf. These are still the petals. Oh my god. Go away. Okay, here we go. Peace Bloom, silver leaf. Peace Bloom's selling for 62 gold. No, that's Silverleaf selling for Peace Bloom. Okay, all right, that's actually starting to bug me a little bit. Oh, and that's not 62 gold. That's 62 silver. Okay, I mean that's obvious, but like everything else was gold. Just get rid of cop just 0.62. I don't care. I appreciate that you're making it easier, but changing it over the course of the list is confusing. I don't like that. That bothers me. I'm sorry. Anyway, so here's my idea. So I'm a gold guide maker, as y'all well know, and I've been doing a herbalism farming playlist, and I just now, this week, or on Tuesday, I'm going to put out my Fade Leaf and Dragon's Teeth and Khadgar's Whisker and Goldthorn video. So what I could do is I could send them a message and say, like, hey, here is where I recommend farming these materials at. And Fairless, don't farm it in Fairless. Fairless is crap. So like you can farm these in these places and include a link to my video. And you guys, if y'all are gold farmers or gold makers, you can put out guides and send them a link with your guide. And like then what this could turn into is like a farming resource. Like you don't need to go to Wowhead anymore because there's so much contradictory information. You just have people that thoroughly test things and they're guide makers and they know what to do. And you just click on their video. So like, you know how much something sells, how many are up, you know how much it's worth. You know whether that worth matters, like, oh, this is more expensive than it normally is, so this is a good time to go farm Aetherol, so where should I farm? Like, that's the next logical step. So let's go get it. Is it expensive? It is? Cool. Then let's go get it. We could just take that one step further and start including guides. So that's cool. Let's go to Glyph of Arachnophobia, because that's... Oh, this is just a big long list. I appreciate this. There's a lot of inscription stuff. There's no separation here. Fortune card. Like this is just stuff. So this is a new site, and I'm being kind of harsh because I'm just giving my first opinion and my feedback, but like this is a new site, but this is just like something where like this is just a big long list and I appreciate it, but it's just too much. I don't care about all this. So like how do we separate this? But then again, how do we separate this without just looking like the Undermine Journal? Like, let's not just copy. Where's the inscription over here? Like, this is great. Dex, cool. Tranquil Mind, cool. Vantis Runes, cool. Glyphs, cool. Ink, uncommon ink. That's all. Oh, they don't have pigment. That's interesting. Where are we? Like, that's a separation I want and expect here, but... Oh, yeah, and you can make a TSM group with anything you select, so with all of these. But, like, there's no separation. Long story short, that bothers me. All right. What else? Let's arbitrage it up. I don't like the term arbitrage. Because most people use it incorrectly. Arbitrage means making gold with 0 chance of losing gold. And if you buy a bunch of these and then you sell them and they don't sell and you lost gold. So the only true arbitrage is when... let's say you buy inks for, you buy inks for 2 gold each, and then you can make shoulder enchants, and you can sell those shoulder enchants for 19 gold to a vendor. That is arbitrage because you have 0% chance of losing gold. But anyway, I'm sorry. That's something that's always kind of bothered me. But that's also the mathematical approach to it rather than like the way stock trade. I spent a summer doing commodities trading as an internship, and they use it differently. They mean like taking things from one market and putting it into another market, which is how it's being used here. Anyway, tangent much? So this is cool. This is cool. We have the sources again, and something down here that I saw was you can just copy these waypoints, whether you're Horde or whether you're Alliance. That's so much work. Good job, man. And I bet if, let's say, I wanted to just get all the cats, I could get all the cats, favorite those, and then go down, and that's still everything. Okay, so you can't do that. Let's delete those. There we go. Okay, so you can't get waypoints for just some of them. That would be a cool feature that maybe some people would use. Maybe not worth the time implementing it. I don't know. Let's look at TCG. All right. So what don't I have? I don't think I have just the Reigns of the Spectral Tiger. So fire, that's from the Fires of Outland. Oh, well, isn't that neat? Cool. So if you click on the individual links, again, this is what I'm talking about. You see whether something's valuable, and then the site comes at the mindset of like taking the next step, which none of the other sites do, and that's saying, how do I get it? So, and that's good. And that, you know what, that cuts out Wowhead, which Wowhead has the autoplay ads, and Wowhead, the hackers hack into Wowhead and steal the username and password. I got a new computer and only went to Wowhead over the first 3 days just to test something, and I got 2 viruses. So the only thing I used my computer for was Wowhead, and I got 2 viruses. So Wowhead gives you viruses. Ergo, concordantly, vis-a-vis, screw Wowhead. But it's a good resource. So finally, with this, I can stop using Wowhead. Let's see what else. Silver thread sash. Let's sort by. You can't sort by price. Let's sort by percent of average. You can't. It's already sorted by percent of average. Okay. I want these columns to be sortable. Price. Average price. Make it happen. Make it so. So hunts, peerless. What's a good thing? Gossamer 2. I have 300. Darkcrest Sabatons. Those are good. What's going on? What? What? No. Wait. Is this what am I on the right tune? Okay, I'm on Tanaris. Okay, Tanaris. I can just guys, am I super far behind? Is this something that's been in the game for like years and years? What? Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Okay, so if you click on the little highlight thing, you can just go in and just buy it right there. So that makes it not only like actionable where you can like, sure, if you're in the game already and you have something that you want to make a TSM group for, you can, but generally for this stuff, it's already in a TSM group. So like that doesn't do you any good. You have to do the full search, but here you don't have to do the search anymore. You can just click on something, bam, Peerless Bracers. Oh, someone just bought Peerless Bracers. All right, that's not in the game anymore. Cool. That's so neat. Oh. Okay. I need to go take a cold shower or something. But all right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I've gone through enough of the site. You've gotten. I'm gonna take 20 minutes. I'm gonna go explore around, and then I'm going to kind of come back. I'm gonna think and make my recommendation. I am back. Okay, so let's get into this. I think ahprices.com is a good site. I think it's a fantastic start. I don't think it's fantastic yet. There's a lot of, like, I can't sort. It's hard to read. There's a lot of just the grouping is kind of awkward sometimes. But this is the first site I've seen that really tells you, like, here's, arbitrage, transmog, like, here's an item. Is it expensive? Or, like, here's an item, here's the price. Is that price good or bad? And then, oh, it's good? Okay, well, here's how to get it. I love that. And I think for Gatherables, this could be a really good way to bring the community more together and have everyone scratching each other's backs. So, if we get some traffic on here, but then that traffic also by linking to guides and videos that we've done, we can really flesh out these guides. So that's it. Here's what I want y'all to do. Homework time. I want you to, first of all, I want you to spend 5-10 minutes on the site. Just go around, explore, see what you can find. And then I want you to click this little send feedback button. And I want you to send him 2 emails with 2 different pieces of advice that you have. I want him to be flooded with all these people telling him what he could improve the site on, because the more different perspectives we have looking at this, the better the outcome will be. Because it's a great site so far for new gold. It has the potential to be a great site for new gold makers, intermediate gold makers, and experienced gold makers who have obviously been playing since vanilla. And the second thing I want you to do after you send those 2 emails is I want you to click on this little Patreon button, because something like this takes a lot of time. I know that, like, just these videos that I put out, each guide I make takes 5 to 20 hours to put together. So something like this has to be hundreds of hours. So click this button, give him $1. If he can buy pizza and beer, then suddenly his pet project stops being a burden and starts being something he can allow himself to do. Like, it's not just completely draining him. But that is it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I just got my BlizzCon ticket, so hit the like button if you are excited about that and going to BlizzCon and you want to meet up and grab some Denny's while I'm in California. But that is it. I think. I also have a Patreon, so give me $1 while you're at it. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Good luck and happy gold making.